What's up, guys? I'd like to welcome you guys back to Frontier. This video is actually going to be quite different because the other update videos I've always done before were videos that was explaining updates that were completed. This is a pre-update video, so this video is talking about what I haven't done yet for this current update and all the stuff that I'm generally working on as a whole. So what I'm pretty much going to be talking about is all the stuff that's going to be happening in this update, and I'm not going to necessarily say what I've completed already, but I will be just going over all the stuff you guys can expect to see in about, I guess I'd say in about a week or at most 2 weeks from now. And you'll see this in an update video, obviously, like I've done previously. This update is Frontier U 0.2.9, the weapon systems update, and the entire focus of this update is to add weapons back into the game properly so that I never ever have to disable it ever again, or ever have to worry about rebuilding the system from the ground up, because that's what this year was all about, just about building systems that are stable and work super well to the point where I don't have to go back over. All I do is just add more content using these already built systems. So the weapon system has quite a few stuff that it's going to be adding in. So the first thing is that we're going to be able to hold up to 2 weapons, and we're going to be able to switch from both. Back then, there used to be 3 weapons. Who knows, in the future, I could bring that back again, but right now, there's only 2. I'm also going to add brand new arm animations and weapon animations. So the weapon is finally going to actually have its trigger animated. It will have a reload animation, and it will also synchronize with the arms. So everything will animate together, and you'll be able to have that full weapon experience with all the animations there in place. New thing, which is pretty cool, which for those who have been following me on Twitter would know, I have a brand new weapon modeled into the game, and it's already in Unity, and it is called the MAGA pistol. I'll show an image of it right here. This is a brand new model that's actually in the game already, and it's animated. And yeah, it's a pretty cool model, and I think it's really good. It's not colored yet, obviously. I just left it blank because it's not important right now to color it. But you can see that's what that weapon looks like. Pistols now are going to have a new recoil system. They're going to actually become less accurate as you keep holding it down. And the longer you hold it down, obviously, the larger the recoil strike will be. You know, your basic recoil system. I'm going to try and get this to work. The next big thing that I need to do is that I'm going to be adding in different kinds of feedback. Now, this is probably the most vague thing on the entire list. And what this generally means is weapon kickback and your weapon kind of moving around a little bit. It's like when you say go into your sights, your arms move over a bit, you know, just methods of feedback to make the weapon feel good, things like that. It's kind of a combination of quite a few stuff. Again, that's probably the most vague thing I've written down here, but generally that's what it is. You'll see more detail what I'm really talking about when I finish this update. A brand new grenade is getting into the game, and it's going to replace all the old stuff I've ever put in. And it doesn't have a name currently, but it is a brand new sidearm. This will pretty much be the brand new model I'll be using just to be testing out in this update for grenades. Grenades are now going to have a proper explosion physical hitbox. So I'm going to try and get a detection sphere to work properly with the environment. So if the explosion went off and you were in the sphere, but you were behind an object, it wouldn't deal damage to you. It would recognize that. So that's kind of how this is going to work. It's proper explosion physics, and it's going to really help things out, because that's not something I've ever really had in the game to make it work that accurately. But yeah, that's what's going to be working with grenades. Finally, in this next one, is actually going to be super helpful for testing, and I think it's going to be really good to give you, the player, a more sense of feedback and of information while you're playing. And that is dealing damage will now have damage numbers appear over the entity hit. So now we can finally attack things and see the amount of damage we're dealing to them, and whether we're hitting their shield or their health, And we'll be able to know that because you're generally not going to see people's health bar in this game. You're going to generally see their numbers that you're dealing to them, and that's how you'll know whether their shield's up, or their health is like exposed, and whether they're healing, whether you're healing yourself eventually. I'm going to be adding that. You'll see green numbers appear. When you siphon back Espa, you'll see numbers pop up for that too. And the very last thing that's very important is that weapons are now going to have tracers. So now when you fire, you'll actually see I guess you could call it just a GFX or graphics of a object kind of following where it fired, and you'll be able to kind of see where your recoil is. And it's also going to have bullet holes, so now you can finally visually have some kind of representation of how you're finally going to have visual representation of how the recoil is going, and you'll actually see your weapon bullets make an impact on the environment. That's kind of how that's going to be working, and everyone knows what that is. It's helpful for me to see how the recoil is going around, and it's a good way to get a system in that's able to visualize where we're shooting. But that's pretty much all of the stuff. There's a few little other stuff, but I didn't bother writing a few of the extra stuff in here, like some system updates and some fixes and some other bugs and stuff. But yeah, this is generally the main things that are going to be happening in this update, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. It's going to be a fun update to really showcase because we're finally going to have combat, and maybe I might make some way of putting in some targets. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll probably put in some kind of targets to show you guys how everything's working and how the weapons are just functioning overall in the game. But this is the pre-update video. It's quick. It explains some stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this. It's just to keep you guys posted of what I'm doing. Know that I'm not dead. The game is still always being worked on. I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give me any feedback, any questions. I'm free to answer everything, either on YouTube or Twitter. So you guys can follow me again on my social medias in the description, at Frontier War on Twitter or this YouTube channel. Please share any of my videos if you guys enjoy this and want others to know about it. I really want others to know about this, so I'd really appreciate it for those who were to do that. I'll see you guys later, and in the next video we're going to be talking about the future of Frontier in 2019.